Giveaway, you say? Oh, yeah. Figure Fight Club is the official giveaway channel of Action Figure YouTube.
Thank you, members, for the love you bring, for every shared story and the joy you sing. To our sponsors, your support's the key. Together we build this legacy. Collectors unite in this fight we thrive. Figure Fight Club, our passions alive. Yeah. Unboxings and battles, the thrill of every find. Trading tales and treasures. Figure Fight Club Community. Welcome to Figure Fight Club. Flash in the night. Join the Figure Fight Club, where legends ignite. Decepticast, the battle's on. Action figures, heroes drawn. Transform and roll out, let's take a stand. In the ring of toys, we'll make our stand. From Megatron to Starscream, they're ready to fight. With every twist and turn, they light up the night. Collectors gather round, it's a sight to behold. With stories of valor and legends retold. Decepticast, the battle's on. Action figures, heroes jam. Transform and roll out, let's take a stand. In the ring of toys, they'll make our stand. So grab your figures, let's make some noise. In the arena of action, we're all just toys. With every epic showdown, we'll cheer and we'll shout. In the Decepticast, there's no room for doubt. Decepticast, the battle's on. Action figures, heroes drawn. Transforming more out, let's take a stand.
What is happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Decepticast. Where are we at? We're at episode 41. We are nearing that 1 year mark. Well, yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight. First off, let's get this started and let's get Anna to the stream. Welcome, Anna.
Good evening.
Glad to see your audio, your audio is working this time. You didn't have to bounce.
Yeah, it
back.
didn't mess up the first time. As soon as you play one of your clips, it'll probably mess up on me. But hey,
probably.
We made it this far, so woo.
Right. Well, so before we get started, I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome Zaldron, Video Power Gaming, Shogun Omega, No Chewing, Joey 75220, Toyama Trey. What up, Trey? How you doing? Biddy Torres and Jedi Ben. Thank you guys for hopping in early. It never fails. We are so spoiled as Transformers fans. There's always news, always something to talk about. Not just news, but just things in general that pop up every week. But before we get to that, Anna, do you have anything you got in this week, or anything special that you dug out of your collection as you've been getting rid of things that you'd like to show off this evening?
Yeah, I'm just gonna start with the big one. As everyone knows, I was super excited when there was an announcement at TFCon that we were finally going to get Slendor from MMC. And he's a pretty little bird. As you can see, this is one of the typical cassette size, not the micro cassettes, but regular audio cassette size. Transforming MMC figures. It's just an orange and gold and yellow laser beak, but I mean, it's pretty great.
Yeah, it looks nice. Yeah,
it's very nice looking. I think there's been some very minor mold degradation, just because this is like the 6th time they've used this mold. They've used it for a lot of things, and it's rather old, but it still works.
I heard some people were having issues that the panels and the wings were falling out, like they weren't glued all the way. Have you found that issue?
So, weird thing about this figure, if anybody here has never had this figure and is going to get it, weird thing is that the wings are actually magneted together. There's magnets on either side, and that's how you hold the panels of the wings together, because they split. So if I split the wings, the magnets have to stick them together. The magnets on many copies of this mold throughout the years are not properly glued in. I think mine are glued in with a little glue. They will probably fall out someday. I can't remember which one. It's either my Laserbeak or Buzzsaws are completely loose, and the other one is glued together decently. So that's one big flaw with it. That's been a problem with this mold since forever. The joints are really tight on this version, and the legs kind of do like to pop off, but it's all right because it's indoor. I'm fine with it. So he's happy to be here.
Well, so if anybody was paying attention to, well, was there anything else you had to say about it?
Oh no, I'm good. I'm listening to you now.
So if anybody was paying attention, Thursday I went live and I put together the Classic Class Megatron from 2007 movie. I already put that on the shelf. I didn't even leave it here, but I was opening some of the Galaxy Wave, was it 8 that I got from Walmart. So the previous week I opened up the Chase Optimus Prime. I got the Unicron head and Shrapnel, and then I got a duplicate of Shrapnel. So this week I was going to open up 4, and then 4 ended up opening to 6 because I kept getting duplicate after duplicate. But I did get the Sharkticon, so that was the new one that I got. And one of the cool things about the Sharkticon, like his shark mouth is on a hinge, so then you could tilt his legs, and then you can almost have a pseudo transformation. Maybe move his arms a little bit to where they're not, as gangly, and maybe bend the knees a bit, and you almost got a Sharkticon. And I got, like I said, I opened up 6, and I got 3 of these, 2 more Unicron heads, and then I got the non-Chase Optimus Prime. So
that's a lot of extras.
Of the 8 that the 10 that I have opened, I have only had 4 new figures.
Nice. That's what you get for having them all random, assorted up in the Walmart piles.
Well, and I've went to multiple Walmarts. They weren't all from the same Walmart. So, but I will give 2 of the extras to my kid, and then I'll keep the other ones for trade fodder, or my camera looks bad. Well, that's not good.
You're a little fuzzy. You're not coming in HD right now.
Maybe it's my internet.
Hopefully it corrects in a minute. Usually it does when you're fuzzy for a minute.
It's not like I'm uploading or downloading anything, so. But that's the first thing I got. Do you have anything else, Anna?
Well, you already showed this off, right? You showed this off in your show.
Oh, yeah, but not here. But yeah, I was going to show it off here.
Not here. So. Yeah, it's your other show. Well, let's show it off together. Hold yours up, too. We both have, thanks to a certain friend of ours, we have the beautiful clear Unicron. Not the easiest thing to get. It's pretty neat. It really needs a light, right? This is the one time. This is the one time Blockies could have put a light in this, and I would have been like, you guys are brilliant. This thing needs a light built into it. I might actually have to figure out how to put a light, kind of in the back of it or something.
I'm sure there's a way. I wouldn't doubt it if there's some, third-party company that hasn't already made kits for these.
Yeah, they make light kits for Lego. And I think they make light kits for some Gundam too, so surely it wouldn't be too hard.
So do you like the little?
Just get a little light in it.
Do you like the little play feature it has? Kind of.
I do. It's funny. Yeah, I usually play with the pincers, but whatever. It's silly. It's nice that they made it do something. More challenging kit than most because all the parts look the same, but they're not actually the same. Right, there are different panels. There are 4 of these blue panels, but they're in 2 different styles. The different parts of the rain are not the same, but they look the same.
And that's what it looks like next to the head. So, I mean, it's pretty relatively the same size, like the ball portion of it.
And I think for a lot of us, if you have a Unicron toy, you're probably going to leave it in robot mode. So it's nice to have some representation of a planet, even if it is this obscure clear one.
Yep.
I like it. It's cool.
Do you have anything else? Because I have one more.
You have one more thing? Well, did you want me to do the other thing we discussed at a certain time, or do you want me to just show that off now?
I don't remember what the other thing was.
The other thing's the non-official thing that's a copy of something.
Oh, well, we can wait.
Okay. Do I have anything that's not that? Oh yeah, I do. So I never know which booth sells which, but whichever one of the booths sells the exclusives the last couple of years at TFCon have been selling blind box acrylic standees from the artist Makotron. And I got one. My friend picked one up for me, and I happened to get the pun using RC. And I collect RC, so this is perfect for me. I love puns. I love RC, so it was a great fit. It's pretty high quality. It's pretty nice. I like it. I think it's really cool that a fan artist is getting kind of immortalized in something a little more three-dimensional. And of course, the homage to the Transformers Are All Dead cover is really cool. And again, it's a pun since Transformers RC.
Is that a gun in her hand, or is it like a spray paint can? I kind of can't. I don't have my.
It's just a gun. It's just a gun with smoke coming out of it. Just homage in the cover, trying to look as much like it as possible. Now it's fun that she is the missing link toy, right? Like the way they drew her here.
Yeah.
She's literally the missing link toy, which is pretty fun too. Like there's a lot of little Easter eggs. There's quite a few different designs in those blind boxes. I'm actually really happy with the one I got because it's the pun. A lot of them are more of the Bashojo designs that Makotron's made up, but this is pretty entertaining. So yeah, that was a cool, like, not just a Transformer. Usually I just get a pile of toys, but this time a little bit different.
Yep. So the last thing I got, it's just the packaging. I haven't opened it yet. Fans Toy was late to get this guy out, so I have their version of Hook, a masterpiece Hook. Funny thing is, Fans Toys we saw last week is already showing Long Haul off, and I ordered Long Haul from Toy Dojo, and they'll probably have it in like 2 weeks, so I'll be able to do head, shoulders, and torso probably in the next couple of weeks. So that'll put me at 4 of 6 on Devastator. So I am getting excited to get that sucker built, especially with this because it's his shoulders and the head and it has all those emotive faces. Just to play around with that, because most likely I'll just keep it in shoulder and head mode. But,
yeah, once you get it all combined, it'll probably never change.
Yep.
It's kind of that part about combiners.
Yeah. I've had my Magic Square in combined mode for a while. Still kind of debating if I want to get that QTT kit and just liberate it.
Yeah, that could be fun. I mean, you'd have both.
Yep.
I've actually thought about just buying the kit.
Yeah, because I mean, then you could get the Magic Square kit for $100, and you'd have a Bruticus.
Yeah, for a reasonably low price for a masterpiece skill combiner, sorta.
Yeah, I haven't heard any bad stuff about the QTT stuff either. So.
No, me neither.
Well, was that the last thing you wanted to show off, or?
I think for the moment, I'll save some other stuff for later.
Okay. Well, before we get started to the slides, I want to thank Stu for lunch for hopping in. I saw he said hello, and he complimented it on your RC. So tonight's episode kind of alludes to what we might be seeing, and I didn't change the number. It's 41, but the show is called
40 forever.
Decepticast Terrorize. And like we are every week, we start with the official toy news, and it is brought to you by You know what? Did you say that where we got our Unicrons from? Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I said it was from a certain friend of ours, but of course it's from Collecticon.
Yeah, Collecticon Toys, who is the sponsor of our show.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Yeah. Yo, not right, man.
We now return to the Transformers.
That's right. Like we mentioned, our Unicrons were brought to you by Collecticon Toys. Also, the show is supported by Collecticon Toys. Just head over and use FFC 10 and get 10% off your entire order. And well, I wanted to address this really quick. Trey got his first YOLO Park AMK Pro Series. Opened it. It was Drift. Super sick figure. Wait till you see some slides that are in the show from some YOLO Park stuff that went up for pre-order this week. But first, we're moving to Takara. I think it was the day after the show, or were we in mid-show when these hit? We were in mid-show when these hit.
I think we were in mid-show, and we hadn't quite figured out what the Minosaur was going to be yet.
Right. Well, yes, you can kind of see what that Minosaur is, but there are slides later on to address Minosaur. But yeah, so more Age of the Prime stuff, more Studio Series stuff, and a lady that we might be familiar with in the MPGs. And then a couple days later, we got full color images of those teaser images, and we knew what all these were. Some of these we already have in hand. Some of them pre-orders are still pending. Nothing really new here.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, with these releases, the ones that look like they're exactly the same as ours, they are exactly the same as ours, so it's not worth it to import them if you're trying to get them from Japan. If you're in Japan, of course, it makes sense, but trying to import them here wouldn't do anything for you other than a different box, which you might care about, but if you don't, you're good with what you got.
Right. But the kind of important one, RC.
So I have a representation of this already. I have the MMC figure made in the prototype colors.
And they gave her a fancy name, like Special Battlefield Suit RC or something like that.
I believe the word camouflage is in there. It's like battle camouflage or something, which makes no sense.
Secret Agent RC.
Secret Agent, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's built for sneaking, and orange and pink.
Yep. And I want to welcome Zakanan. And, oh my God, it's KJ Smith. Thanks for hopping in, guys.
Yeah, if anyone remembers, this mold has the issue of having a chest that sits very low. There was a KO that fixed it for the pink version. Will they also make a KO that fixes it for the orange and pink version? Who knows? But I will say the KO transforms very poorly. So maybe it's just best to settle for the weird chest.
I haven't looked at my RC's face in a while. The face on this one looks a little bit long, but I think it's just the same one.
I think it's the same one. I think it should be.
Yeah.
An alternate head to look more like the prototype would be kind of cool, but I'm assuming since they didn't show it off here that it won't happen.
Yep. Like you said, you already had a representation of this. I don't have one, but the way MPG prices are, it's probably, I think I'm almost feel like I'm done with the car unless they're going to do something that knocks me out of the park. But anyways, moving on, we'll get to that Minosaur later. But last week we had Noon and JT Prime drop some listings and said pre-orders are coming soon. One of the things Noon mentioned was the Beast Wars Predacon multi-pack. He kind of gave some information, gave the price. So it's $219, 7 figures, a mix of Leader, Voyager, and Deluxes. And funny thing, not that long after this post, JT Prime 17 was like, hold your beer. Here is the multi-pack and the packaging. And it's all of our Season 1 Predacons.
It's a fun package. Actually, if you think so much US packaging or Western packaging, it's usually homaging the Takara packaging, so it's nice to see that classic Beast Wars look
Mm-hmm.
with the scales and the red and all that. And yeah, this is a big old package, right? Huge commitment all at once. You get 7 Predacons, $220. So it's not poorly priced if you do the math on, 5 Deluxes, a Voyager, and a Leader.
Yep.
Compared to today's prices, that's a deal if you consider
Yeah.
it like that. And they are decos that seem to be somewhere between the original Hasbro and the Takara.
Yep.
And by between, I mean in quality and detail.
Right. Wow. Thanks to Kanan.
Thanks to Kanan.
Glad that's the only thing you caught.
I'm immortalized. I got it.
And here's some closer up images of each individual bot. We have Inferno and Pterosaur. Let's see, Tarantula and Waspinator. Oh wow! It looks like I don't remember Tarantulas having that big of a butt.
It's got a big butt.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought that folded up.
It can.
And then we have Black Arachnia and Megatron. And I could kind of see a little bit of that deco on the purple skin that Takara kind of did with Megatron, but it's not as present as it looked in the Takara version.
No, but here's the thing. The Versus pack style that Takara did, so Takara did the homages to their old Beast Wars Versus packs out of these molds, painted them real nice. They're really expensive to get now, right? Like they went on sale, they weren't getting picked up, and now they're pricey. So this is probably your best way to get your Predacons if you're short more than a couple of them.
And I'm noticing the brilliance in the green on Megatron as well, on the tail section and his thighs.
Yeah, I never handled most of the Versus line. I just have Eraser and Inferno because I wanted more Inferno.
And we have Scorponok and his barrel chest torso with little stumpy legs.
Yeah, every time he gets re-released, I hope they do something to the mold to make it better. And yeah, that doesn't happen.
Nope. Well, let's see. Next up, Blockies had a global partners conference this weekend, and they showed off a butt ton of stuff, new IPs that they are picking up, everything and anything for Transformers. They teased. So here's an image of the Blockies wheels. We get to see the lineup of the first 2 waves, and then we get a tease of the 3rd wave with 4 of the members. And here is some close-up shots of those. So we have Springer in helicopter mode. I think that's RC. Breakdown. And Anna, do you know who that weird-looking tank thing is?
I should, but I don't remember off the top of my head. It's another IDW design.
Right. It's Grimlock. Is it War Against? War.
Oh, is it? Is it War Within?
War Within. Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the 13th
see that.
Yeah. I really like the look of the Springer, but after seeing some of the stuff Blockies is doing with the wheels, I'm not getting in on the wheel stuff.
They're okay.
Yeah.
Still not a car collector though. What?
But this Defender stuff, on the other hand, we got those teases last week. Now we have gray models. We're going to Japanese Beast Wars.
And that's pretty crazy that they're doing Second and Neo. That's like, I would have expected one or the other, or just Lio by himself. But no. They're going all in. It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah. And then we kind of get a breakdown of the combiner that we built live. Let's see. Next up, from Defender, we're getting a little bit bigger. Here is their Galaxy stuff. Their teases for their Wave 10.
Yeah, a deathbed. Yay!
Yeah. I wonder if we're getting a prime in another prime in deathbed and sleep mode, so it'll go with our halvesy that came in the one wave.
Has to be. They have to make a dead prime. Always
Right.
have to have a dead prime. I think it's cool they're doing a Quintesson though, because that's something that like having the Quintessons done properly, you need multiples. So having a little cheaper way to get them,
right?
Fun.
And I like the board on the back showing like the body now and how they've upgraded some of the articulation and giving new joints.
And so much better than the first blockies.
Right. And then I would imagine we have this Retgar mold. We're going to get plenty of other Junkions.
I'm sure. Always plenty.
Well, next class. Here is our classic class or champion class, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're at. But we get to see in images of the stuff that we've seen multiple times now last week of Sentinel Prime and Blitzwing. But this is the first look at like gray models of Optimus Prime and Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't like that version of Bumblebee. Don't have to buy them ever.
Yeah, and I think, you know, like the classic class has been limited to films, theatrical releases, and I think it's starting to like hinder this line. Like I feel like if they could reach out to other media, you know, I wonder why they're doing that. Why they're just sticking with theatrical releases with this stuff, with the classic stuff. But then the action class. So to see this, anytime I've made a social media post with this Prime, Optimus Prime, like it's like lit up. Like people are really excited for this this Optimus Prime. But I think there's going to be some excitement for this 2.0 Optimus Prime. And part of it is, Anna, one of the reasons why you're excited with it, because it looks like the Style Gen. Because you're getting, you're getting. It's hard to see, but he has that Style Gen Siege axe on his arm. That's on the back.
He has the axe. He has the shoulder-mounted cannon. He has the longer antlers, antenna. Yep. He's a figure of Style Gen. It's so weird that they decided to do that, but that's going to cost a lot less money than Style Gen Convoy. So, heck, you know, might as well get this one.
So the one thing that really caught my eye, I was going to ask anybody in the chat, do you see what's in the middle between these primes? Not only are I think they're going with like a Style Gen thing, but that's Megatron's fusion cannon and arm, and I think this is going to be like a little conversion kit to do for Energon Universe as well.
Can I just say something though? Isn't that Prime style arm?
I don't know.
That doesn't look like a G1 style arm. That looks like a Prime style arm. It looks like that goes with the Prime.
Yeah, Prime. It's rounded, right?
Yeah, because it's all rounded.
So is that a tease for a Prime Megatron?
Pending licensor approval, Tron. Who knows?
Yeah. Well,
it's interesting.
You peed all over my Cheerios. I think you're right, though.
No, I didn't mean to. It's just
no. You're fine. You're fine.
I was like, what's wrong with that extra arm to come with Style Gen Prime? But now, when I looked at it now, I was like, wait a second, that goes to the other one. It's a surprise.
Yep.
I don't know why he would put on Megatron's arm. Maybe it is a tease that a Megatron's coming, but let's find out by continuing to watch.
Peek, the left one isn't animated. Animated, that's Transformers Prime. The Prime was a series that came out around the time the 2007 movie came out. It was kind of like a follow-up.
Yep, and Prime is the worst Optimus Prime to ever refer to. Because you have to say Prime.
See, next up, we've seen a couple images of these already and teases, but now we finally have pre-orders. This is the AMK series Beast Wars Dinobot, and they just dumped a butt ton of photos of this figure, and it looks amazing. If you're into any of this AMK series stuff from YOLO Park, this is an addition you would want to put in your collection just because Dinobot hasn't had something that looked this good since the Masterpiece, and the Masterpiece is super expensive.
Super expensive.
Comes with multiple faces, 2 different style of eyes, one with the beams coming out, the other you can kind of see on the left. And then the thing just has great posing. Like it has great articulation. I think I shared on my Instagram like a video that Yellow Park shared of just the poses they were putting this guy in. But then here's a breakdown of all the pieces it comes with. I think his shield, his tail shield, has a like a spin mechanic in it. Like if you put like a spring, you can spin it and it'll spin. And then here we got a little bit of teaser of Optimus Primal, and Optimus Primal's the other one. One thing that really surprised me on these pre-orders. Now this is through Yellow Park's site, so the shipping price might make it a little bit more expensive, but these were only $29.99 on Yellow Park's website.
I've ordered directly from Yellow Park before, and their shipping's not bad, so okay. I think it'll work out to get it from there. But yeah, they're just regular AMK, so 30 is about right.
Yeah, they don't have, what is it? AMK Pro has diecast, right?
Yeah, AMK Pro can get pretty high, but the regular AMK usually runs 30 to 40.
Yep. So here's a breakdown of all the additional parts he comes with: his swords, his fist hands, grip hands, and then kind of open hands. He's got 2 facial expressions and then the mask. Also, he has some spring-loaded effects. His cannons and his forearms pop up, and then his cannons over his shoulders are spring-loaded as well. Sort of similar to the original G1 toy. Well, Beast Wars G1.
B1?
Yeah, B1. Next up, so I didn't keep with this with the rest of the blockies because I thought this was a little bit special. Out of nowhere, we got leaked images of the Defender version 7, Power of the Beast, Wave 7 of blockies. And you guys don't have to strain your eyes to see what's in these packages, who's in this wave, because I do have individual images. And we are going deep into Beast Wars, Japanese Beast Wars.
And another Trypticon, right? Like, I'm so surprised that we're getting...
I thought that was Trypticon.
You're right.
Too.
You're right. You're right. It is Gigastorm.
Yeah,
you're right.
Gigastorm.
You get the horns.
Yep.
Yeah. No, you're right. Got the horns. So yeah, all goes together. We're getting beastie here. It's crazy.
Yep. And I think Galvatron, that's a remold. The Cliff Jumper is just a reuse a little bit. The poor Lio Convoy in Lion mode just looks
I love it. Off. It's so funny looking.
Right.
It doesn't look right at all, but it's like he had such a silly looking lion mode with his very like cartoonish face anyway that this just captures it more funly.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's some more of the figures from the wave. So we're getting another Dinobot. We're getting Sludge. That puts us at what, 3 Dinobots?
Yeah.
So if they're doing a combiner, they're slowly letting these out.
So slowly.
Yep.
Another meh vehicle from Ratchet. Always get those in there.
Yep. Yeah, Ratchet's getting double duty, his vehicle mode and his so Zaldron's saying it lacks the green paint pattern of Gigastorm.
So it's a style gen, he says.
Right. And now here is our 2 that are battling for the chases. First, Leo Convoy. And we have his chase variant and his super ultra mega chase. I forget the term of what it's called. But so this is where blockies kind of pisses me off with the chases. I was okay if they were shiny versions, right? Because I don't mind as much if I don't have the shiny, right? And then it was, 2 waves ago when Jetfire, one of his chases was Shattered Glass. Now you're getting another one that's kind of similar with the Lion Convoy. This one I felt like they could probably throw in a different wave. They could have did a shiny.
They could have. Yeah.
And then the other chase, Big Convoy.
It's crazy the big convoy is even showing up. You know, like him getting a toy is just wild in the first
Yep.
place. But the fact we have his variants.
Yeah, making him like the star of the wave, like between him and Lio Convoy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Might actually have to chase down that certain repaint of Lio.
Yeah, and there are sources where you can buy these chases. One that might be a sponsor of the show. So, Collecticon Toys does sell chases now. They are marked as they should be. Maybe a little high, maybe a little low, but they are marked as chases are marked typically.
They're worth it. It'll keep you from buying 50 boxes.
Yeah. Well, so next up, this kind of dropped after we aired our show last week. So this is probably my turd of the week.
I don't think this is as bad as my friend does.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. Like, what did we expect? Like, I just want to ask people, like, what did you imagine when you found out we were getting transforming symbols? Did you expect like a beautiful transformation? Did you expect a new character? Or did you expect a kind of iffy Autobot symbol that turns into an Optimus Prime that looks almost exactly like the PlayStation Optimus Prime?
I think the issue starts with the price point and then just goes from there.
Yeah. And it is an odd price point because it's not even actually sold at Voyager price. It's more than Voyager price.
Yeah. And then just some kind of things you might be able to notice in these pictures. It's just the plastic looks like you can see those swirl marks in the plastic. It just feels like it's using cheaper plastic. But I'm not a plastic expert. I think it's cool that you get multiple options with the stand, and you can use it to peg into the backside of the figure to display them. But here's the package. 25 steps. The official name is Icons. That's the sub line. And there's already confirmation / rumors that Megatron is coming out next as the Decepticon emblem.
And if they sell well, who knows? We might get Maximals and Predacons.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult, though, that almost $50 price point.
Yeah, this is an almost $50 figure. It's not quite what you call Voyager size. It's about Voyager size.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's like 6.6 inches tall.
All that made me want to do is track down a PlayStation Optimus. I have to be honest, because when I saw it, I was like, wow, it looks so much like the PlayStation Optimus Prime. I need that to go with my Mega Drive Megatron.
Yep.
But...
And Candyman, it's $47.99. I think it's everywhere. So with it being everywhere, it probably means it might be easy to find. Like, not just like right now, but down the line, you might be able to get away with playing some clearance chicken on that.
Wait for a sell.
Yep. All right, starting off with third-party news. First, Agabus and Rama Toys posted, this stuff is hitting the States. This is the Neon Camo Mega Tank, or Rama Toys' version of the G2 Megatron from his Hunter tank. And if I already didn't have one tank and limited amount of room, it's really tempting because not only because this tank is really cool, but he did that figure of that artwork we saw. I forget the guy's name, but like he did all these crossovers between Joe's and Transformers, and then Ace turned one of his Aces of Aviation figures into this character from that artwork to the Megatron crossover. That's what I would want this for more than the tank right now.
I don't know why that toy just looks so much like Judge Dredd to me.
A little bit. I can see that.
Every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, it's a weird tan Judge Dredd. Okay.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it's still available on Agabus. Well, at least it was when I ripped these pictures. I think it's
How
like
fully
two.
featured is that tank? Like, does it do stuff, or is it pretty basic?
So the treads are working treads. The
Okay.
turret turns. The turret goes up and down. You can pull the turret off. There's space for 2 figures on the inside. If you want, you can have the 1 figure at the top like that. The other tank, like it's modular, so you can take the turret off. There's a cap that goes off the back, and you can put the bridge layer or Wolverine missile launchers on the back. I don't know if you can do it on this one. I would imagine it's just a repaint of that one. Trying to think if there's any other features other than that, but
Does it actually have seats inside? Like,
yeah,
is
it has
actually
seats.
detailed?
It has
Okay,
seats and
so it has like a
controls.
real cockpit. That's cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Moving on to DNA. Always with the news from DNA, there's always new stuff. So now we have an upgrade kit for the Alpha Trion from Transformers 1, the Voyager Studio Series figure. And this is, I didn't look at the price of this, but this actually makes this figure, that cloak, like once you have this cloak on this figure, it's like, it looks good.
Yeah, it fills them out.
Yeah. And then all the
Kinda dull
spiky
without
bits you can throw on his tails and his shoulder.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah. I didn't look it up though, the cost of it, but I would imagine it's probably anywhere from 20 to 35 on BBTS if I had to guess.
Probably.
Yeah. Next up, we Seeker repaint alert. So MPU, the company that took the MP52 mold, KO'd it and gave us cone heads from those molds because Takara just were dragging their feet on it because they rather repaint RC again. They have MPU 06 Bitstream and MPU 07 Air Warrior. Pre-orders are up right now on Show Z.
Nice.
And these will accompany your Sandstorm and Acid Storm. Anna, did you pick one of those up? Because I thought you were saying
I wanted to get Acid Storm and then it sold out. So
okay.
I didn't get a hold of it before it sold out. But yeah, I'd like to have it.
And Anna, you know this must have fired our favorite company that loves to repaint Seekers because Make Toys said, no, we are the kings of the Seeker repaints. And we got another Seeker repaint from Colorverse of the Meteor. But it started off with Starscream. Maybe it'll end with Starscream with the anime.
Oh, that's
colors.
adorable. You think it's ever going to end? We're just going to keep doing this forever.
Are they up to like 20 molds by now or 20 repaints? They have to be, right?
I think it's more than that.
Okay.
I think they're on like 17 just in the Colorverse.
Yep.
And they had already done all the like actual characters before they went Colorversey.
Yeah.
Now they're doing onslaughts and silver bolts.
I just can't believe this mold is still functioning.
They might have had to remake it. At this
And
point,
then
they made so many. He's not that different. That's my problem with this one. He's not that different.
No. Yeah, the tones of res are a little bit different. There's paint on the toes or opposed to paint on the toes. Yeah, this mold's a turd. Maybe this is turd of the week.
It was such a good figure at the time. I just wish they would let it go to bed.
Right. I keep thinking that they're just repurposing this mold over and over again to fund other projects, but those other projects aren't coming or haven't. No updates.
So this is the project. This is the...
Yeah.
They want to do something nobody else would.
And I think this was on TF Source, and they only had like 50. So they only made 50 of them. Maybe these are reject samples where the paint was off, and they're reselling it as a Colorverse variant exclusive.
I like it. That's a great explanation. I'm sure it's what actually happened.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Craftsman Toys showed off some updated images of their pre-production sample of their Ultra Magnus or Shortimus Prime. I mean, he has got some guns on those shoulders.
He does. It's a lot of fun to see that version.
And as an Ultra Magnus fan, any interest in this?
I've been skipping so many Ultra Magnuses lately. I do like this one because it's a unique look.
Mhm.
Only the gosh, what was he even in? Was he in Combiner Wars, Titans Return? That Magnus from years and years ago even got close to this. And this is a nice way to get it. It's nice and big. I skipped the Legends class version of this, so I probably still won't do it, but it is cool.
I'm looking down because I got a notification from Takara.
More Takara news.
It's just the RC, more images of her and all of her accessories.
Okay.
So I have
Extra
a
face?
feeling we're gonna get all those tonight.
Nice. I will really be excited about seeing more of a certain thing.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about later.
Yep. We do have more Takara news. So next up is Kang's Toys. We haven't really seen what kind of price point. Zakane and Craftsman Toys. I would imagine as big as that sucker is, probably 180 if I had to guess.
Probably. So they really got to cut this out with Kane Toys, because literally, like, I usually look at images from the left to right, and those first couple images on the left, I'm like, why are they making a toy of the Tall Geese?
Yeah.
Which is from the Gundam series. They really can't stop making things look like mobile suits.
Yep. And this one wasn't, it was, what is this? Is this a Spinosaur? What is the equivalent of this in Dinobots? We didn't see one of these till, was it IDW did one? Or was it the first one in the movie, the live action, the Age of Extinction? Scorn? Yeah. Was that his name?
So many words all together, but yeah, Scorn was in the movies.
But he is, if anybody's seen the Kang Toys Predaking, he takes the monkey pants, and he is the pants of this combiner. Welcome, Pat. Thanks for hopping in.
Good to have you.
And then here is their generation scale stuff from Kang's Toys. This is their version of Slag.
I kind of want to get some of these because their stuff always looks so nice. Like the fanciness is always so high on their stuff. It really does. They're really starting to remind me of Fans Project as they really go into their chug-ish size. These aren't really chug. They're still big. They're still very big figures.
What do you think about the Dinobots were always bigger, right? So that's probably how they're kind of getting away from that, or getting away with that, saying it's...
I don't think I've ever actually shown on here the one figure I have to go with them, but this is the only one of their... This is the only one of their smaller size figures I have, one of their Insecticons. And this thing is not small, right? Like,
right.
A normal sized human. This is not a small figure. You know, here he is with, let's just hold him with the Galvatron here. You know, like, you know, it's basically a leader class toy.
Right.
A big leader, a big complicated leader.
Yep.
Of a bug dude, and like that's what you're getting. That's what you're getting for $40 from Kane Toys, right? They give you a heck of a lot of figure for the price they're asking for these more medium scale toys.
You're just reinforcing my thought about third party and official stuff and pricing.
How so? That it's kind of like that we're flipping?
It makes more sense, yeah.
Yeah. Especially no, this is a great toy. Like I really do like it. I just haven't set it up on my shelf yet.
Right. I think it's definitely an option new collectors should think about, is third party versus official and what you get for your money.
Yeah, so Kane Toys does fun stuff. Like they've really just started doing their own thing. You're like, tell me what Insecticon you think this is, right? It's none of them.
Did King Toy also do Legends besides? Yeah, they're doing Legends in this these Dinobots, Pav. But we haven't really seen a whole lot of updates on the Legends for them.
Yeah, they claim to be doing everything in every size.
Right, like, and even like a micro scale.
Yes, they claim that they're going to do other sizes. They've shown like kind of mock-ups, and we'll see how much they actually get out.
So one of the things similar that they did with Predaking, some of the other limbs or body parts can be turned into things, and the hands can be turned into spiders. Doesn't make sense for Dinobots in my brain, but here we are. We have hands that transform into spiders.
I think that's really cool. I love that you can use the hands as anything else.
Yep. And then here is the team so far, and they're almost done. They just have the Scorn left, really, and then the Slag.
That's going to be an impressive thing.
So that ends our portion of third party, and we're going back to first party because,
All right.
again, Hasbro is too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
Read your own joke, man.
Because Takara just showed images last week, and then more just popped today of just right now of their G2 Minosaur.
So exciting. Look at that. So if anybody doesn't know, Hasbro's been dangling a single G2 figure every 7 years for us. And we've only made it to 3 of them over 2 years of us getting the figures slowly. And Takara's like, well, guess what? Guess what you can pre-order in early April? An entire Minosaur. You can have your Purple Motor Master. You don't have to wait anymore.
Anna, would you like to see the whole team? In chat, would you like to see the video that was just dropped?
The video?
Or the video, the photo? Jeez.
Oh, photo. Okay. I was excited for videos. Yes.
Here is
I would. Look at that goofy looking mess. So G2 it hurts.
Yeah, look, they even painted the shins.
And that was what killed my ability to hear him. Was swapping out for a second.
All right. So one of the things we mentioned, like that Hasbro didn't do, like the arms, the interior arms are painted. So you have the black and the red on the arms. We have the shins are painted to match the car bots. And this thing looks so good. Here you go. Welcome back, Anna. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Yeah, I love the way they put just a little bit of color. Like they didn't do quite as much as I wanted them to do, where they didn't do like full red arm, full black arm, but they did a little bit more to make it more cohesive. I really do like that. The fronts are cool too on the legs. Yeah, that's just a fun. It's just such G2 garbage. It's wonderful. I see that with love, right? I love my G2 garbage.
Oh yeah. So be prepared. Friday, we will have pricing and probably a butt ton of photos of this. So next week, we'll have more. But kind of going back to the slideshow, hopefully your sound doesn't cut out. But so this is what we got. This is where we're at already. So Hasbro has already produced 3 of these characters. And we have been waiting 3 years since the last one came out. We're still missing Wild Rider and Motor Master. And now Takara's like, sorry boys, girls, we're just sending out. We're doing our box set.
Yeah, and like the decos are actually more accurate to what we had as mock-ups of the G2 designs, right? You'll notice that Dragstrip from the Takara set looks different than the Hasbro Shadow Strip. Now you could claim it's a different guy because it's Shadow Strip, right? But you would be pushing your luck there. It's just a different deco. And like, can you say it's better? Can you say it's worse? It's different for sure. It matches the concept more. Like I like that flag on the side of the US release. I think the Hasbro release has cool flag, but then I prefer the Decepticon symbol on the front because that G2 Decepticon symbol is just silly looking. And I like it.
it worked with the line it was on, because it was that Velocitron 5000, 3000, whatever, that was a racing theme. So to keep that more like flag style on the side made a little bit of sense.
It did, but these are more like Takara likes to do. These are more slavish to the original designs, right? Like they try to stick to it.
Right. All right. So let me give you a what if scenario. What if, since Takara is going to do a box set, Hasbro follows with a box set?
Oh, what if they do? Even putting this on Hasbro Pulse is going to feel like insult to injury.
Yeah.
Like Hasbro Pulse isn't exactly just straight up Hasbro, so it's really okay if that happens. But it's going to feel dirty because, if Hasbro went ahead and just copied this box set and didn't release Motormaster in any other way, that would be terrible.
Yep. That's my thoughts. I would imagine. Well, so this is their new line, Transformers New Legends. We saw the Transformers New Legends a few months ago with that green Lio convoy. So it's a new line that they're doing. So that went up for pre-order on Pulse. So odds are this is as well. And yeah, I think there will be a lot of fans upset because they've got the first three.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's not cool that this is the way it kind of turned out. Like, it's nice that Takara is doing this. And if this means Takara does all the G2 combiners in nice cohesive sets, then they can have my patronage, right? I will go to them. I will not wait for Hasbro to give me the G2 aerial bots before 2040. You know, I'm just going to have Takara send me a set because it'll work.
Yep. Yeah, I'm curious what this price point is going to be because we've seen Takara's pricing. So,
well, Takara's pricing's been it goes back and forth. Like one moment it's really high on some products, the next moment it's completely reasonable.
Yeah.
So I would expect somewhere between I'm expecting $250 is what I'm expecting for this. Which wouldn't be too much more. It'd be about $50 more than if you bought it US.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing more images of Motormaster in his truck mode because that thing, you couldn't see it that well in that image, but it looks wild. All those with that G2 logo on the top of his cab.
It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good.
Did you see Zaldron's question?
If anybody doesn't know, KB Devastator is one of my preoccupations. I want every Devastator to be released in that orange. I want it to hang out with Sundor. I want my Sundor Devastator. But nobody makes it for me. Come on, guys. You can do it.
Thanks for hopping in. Action Joe Figs and Dallas, then. Thanks for hopping in. So is there... you ready to put a pin on this till next week once we have more images and we can complain about it some more?
It's funny though. I'm honestly not complaining. Like this has actually made me really happy because it's getting finished.
Right.
You know, now I am in a position right now to relatively easily sell extra figures, right? So I have a little bit of a out for this because I'm just going to carry my G2 US figures over to the store that I sell things at. This week and be like, okay, you guys go ahead. You're gonna wait for the Takara stuff now. So I'm not that bothered by this. I'm actually just happy it's getting finished because I wanted that G2. I don't have a Hasbro Minosaur. I don't have a version of this toy. I've never got to handle the Motormaster.
Same.
And this is just telling me I am going to get to handle it finally.
Right.
It'll come from Takara and that's fine.
Yeah, Joey, that's what my complaint is. I have the first three, and I just want the last two. I don't want a whole box set, but at the same time, Takara is probably going to do it better than what Hasbro did.
I think so.
Or would.
So, I'm not that mad. I've laughed a lot about the situation, but I'm not that mad.
Pav, I agree with you. Because usually the official Hasbro team is really good at completing teams. Like we've got a lot of teams completed, This has been the outstanding one.
Has been.
The one that's overdue more than most, I think. Well, so should we get to our comics?
Well, did you want me to talk KOs or not?
Oh yeah.
I asked earlier if you wanted me to, so by the request of several of my friends in book club, including this one, I've decided that I will talk about more KOs on the show since I have a relatively small collection of KO Transformers. And I received one in the mail from a Canadian friend that I could not have gotten myself because it's actually from a Canadian store chain. And this is a little friend that we saw recently, that I recently obtained the original version of. This is, in fact, good old Universe Ravage, right? It is a very slightly oversized, like it's just a little bit bigger if they were side by side, like barely any bigger, like almost molding error size bigger. Blue and yellow Ravage that goes with nothing, makes no sense for anything, and is really bizarre. But I'm really excited to have it. It is a very fun little color scheme, and a lot of people really love this. You know, a lot of people really love this Ravage. So now I have the secret second version of it, the yellow and blue one.
What's the company's name? Monotop Transbot.
It is Montoy. Montoy Transrobot. Yep, I believe this was obtained somewhere near Montreal. So
Zaldron has a request.
He wants it open. Oh, I'm so scared. I don't want it to break. They made quite the variety of figures in this little line. You'll notice knockoffs from various areas, various worlds. They went for a variety with this little set. It's pretty cool. But I thought because I was showing off a knockoff cassette, I would show off some other knockoff cassettes. Now, I tried really hard to dig out my knockoff G1 Ravages because I have several. But I dug out some other KOs. So, gosh, I don't have a regular size cassette. Well, I have quite the variety of KO G1 cassettes. Here's a blue oversized.
I was about to ask if it was oversized.
It is oversized. It is oversized. So do I have a G1 cassette right here? I think I've got one I can grab real easy. Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? Like, who would be rational and not have G1 cassettes close by? So this is quite a bit oversized. It's not as big as I have. I have bigger oversized cassettes. So this is a reasonably big oversized cassette that I have of Ramhorn, and there were just tons of these little KO cassettes made back in the day. So,
oh, nice. Joey75220 said he was in Burlington and Transformers Legacy United Silverbolt and Cybertron Universe Starscream were showing up for $14.99.
Jeez, that's crazy.
I've heard Burlington get G.I. Joes, but I haven't heard them get Transformers. So is that one an oversized as well?
Yes, this is an oversized Rat Bat. A very ugly little Rat Bat. Yeah, they're smaller than the MMC stuff.
Is that chest like back metal or is that a sticker?
It's shiny. It's just shiny. It's just plastic.
Okay.
It's just really bad plastic. So, like, you can find these old G1 cassettes knocked off in all different plastic qualities. This is the bad plastic quality. This is actually a good plastic quality. Like, this feels nice. Like, this feels reasonable. It stands up just fine. It's sturdy. It doesn't shake. It's just a weird oversized KO. A few of them I have actually have oversized, horrific plastic weapons. Okay. This one is still off color. This is kind of medium plastic. It's not as bad as the Rat Bat, but it's definitely plastic I'm afraid would break.
It's unintending to be translucent, but it's translucent.
It's almost translucent, yes. KO cassettes are definitely a fascination for many collectors. You know, I can pretend this is a Cobalt Sentry bird. You know, Like I can pretend that that's what
Nope.
it is, even though it isn't.
It almost transforms like that Nexus Prime that's coming out.
And since, yes, it does. And since I'm showing these, I'm just going to grab the largest. Has to be the one with the broken leg, though, doesn't it? That's okay. I have two of these very large KO Rumble Frenzies.
Oh wow! And that's KO from the G1 mold, right? Not.
Yep. That's once again. Here's Ravage. Here's an actual size Ravage.
They should have made that. They should have made that transform into an 8-track, not a cassette.
Right? Yeah, these things are hilarious. I have two of these. One unfortunately came with a leg that likes to leave, but the other one's in good condition. And these are not high quality plastic. These are really bad plastic that breaks pretty easy. But yeah, I have a full collection of KO cassettes, and I'm really glad to be adding a new one to it.
Well, one of the things that's like really unique with KO is, I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but because a lot of collectors have everything that they want that's official, like the KO market has skyrocketed.
It has. Like these cassettes used to be like people would throw them around as a joke, right? They would just be like, "Here you go." But now, like, people are paying decent money for these cassettes, so I'm happy to have a pile of them myself. I'll never get rid of them because I love my KOs. We didn't get rid of something. I'll get rid of something minor like a masterpiece figure, but KOs, those are forever. Those just have to live with me.
Well,
yeah,
it's forever as KO plastic degrades. Yes, that.
Thanks, Joey. I have fun with this hobby. I just get whatever amuses me that day, and these guys definitely amuse me. So yeah, I just thought I would show off some KOs today, and I'll probably just keep doing it if people are interested in seeing more KOs. I have vintage, modern. I was actually thinking of how many KO Ravages I have, right? So I have this KO Ravage. I have several of these. I don't have access to them right now. They're still kind of packed away until I figure out where I want to display them. So I have several like this, even a bigger one. And then I have a KO of the MP Ravage. I have a KO of the Fans Toys Ravage. And I have on this desk right now, isn't it? Oh, I thought it was here. No, there it is. I have this one too. It's also a KO. The USB drive.
Oh, yeah, I
remember when Ravage was a USB drive? You'd have your...
And it's a functioning USB drive, right?
It is. Yeah. I used this when I traveled to Japan in 2010 to bring all sorts of files with me there and back. Little KO Ravage. So yeah, I have a lot of KO Ravages. I hadn't really ever thought about it before, but for some reason, they just kind of fallen into my lap. So yeah, there's my tour of knockoff Transformers for the night. I'll keep it up if that's fun for you guys.
Yeah. Well, should we move on to the comic now?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm so glad I didn't have to read it all this week because I already read all of it.
Because you overread?
I overread.
So yeah, this week's assignment was, well, it makes it sound like I'm forcing you guys to do something, but it was clearly I didn't change it in the title, but I wrote it's Void Rivals number 8 and Cobra Commander number 4, not Duke 4 and Cobra Commander 3. That was from last week. I just didn't change the slide. So we are going back to Void Rivals, and last week we saw somebody en route to meet up with them, or dispatch to find them. But this week we start off with a flashback. Sola is having, or Solila, whatever, is showing like a scene. It appears that it's her brother, but I feel like these are all just children that are together to be trained as warriors. They're not blood related.
Probably not.
Yeah. And they fight. Basically, he's scared, wants to go home, and she kind of treats him like she treats Darek, like shut up. And then they fight, fades to white, and we are back in the void. And Selila's daydreaming. And Darek wants to know
Dredd.
Yeah. And then we flash to the hunter chasing after them. And immediately when they hear his bike, Selila knows that they're in trouble. And they get attacked. And then she realizes who it is. And pretty much tells Darek that they're dead if they don't run. And Darek wants to be the hero. He wants to be, the typical play the hero's role, and he just gets smacked like he's nothing.
We have to remind ourselves, Darek is not a fighter.
Right.
Technically.
So the majority of this issue is a battle. Darek gets knocked out. Handroid helps as Selila kind of distracts, and they kind of get a little bit of a head in the battle when she stabs him with her spear. And then I forget, what is this guy's name? I forget this damn.
Proximus?
Is it Proximus? Okay.
Yeah. They say it in the pictures here on the last slide. Yeah.
Okay. So Proximus is shocked that he's been damaged, and right about the time he's probably about to off Selila, there's an explosion. And I think the last issue that we read of Void Rivals, there was a mention like you could get displaced depending on like how you were blown up or blown off. And Proxima clearly got blown away out of their range. And by the time Darek wakes up, he's trying to figure out what's going on. Handroid tells him, hey, I don't sense anybody around us anymore. And then Handroid spots what could be Selila's armor, and we are shocked to see her impaled by her own spear. And that's how the issue ends.
She'll be fine. That's a little impaling. No big deal.
It's just a flesh wound. So that carries us on to Cobra Commander number 4. So where we left off in
Plucky Dreadnoks.
Yep. So where we left off in Cobra Commander was last week, and the last thing we saw was Nemesis Enforcer just taking out the Dreadnoks like they were nothing, and Cobra Commander watching in enjoyment. So now we are back to Cobra Commanders with Ripper. Yeah, Ripper, and he's taking them to the location of where a doctor has been refining Energon, or possibly Dark Energon, to use as an energy source, and he's been creating weapons. And the doctor asks Cobra Commander, are you here to save me? Cobra Commander's, like, yes, I'm here to save you. And the doctor is happy, and we move on to outside where Xandar and Zarana and
Buzzer
are hiding from Nemesis I'm just gonna call him Enforcer. He's Enforcer, not Immortal in my book. But Xandar uses Buzzer as bait. Buzzer gets snatched up. Oh, but after we see Torch get lit up, no pun intended, by Nemesis Enforcer. Nemesis Enforcer grabs Buzzer, and then Xandar is using some of the Energon to make a Molotov cocktail, what it appears. And then he uses that to distract Nemesis Enforcer. Xandar and Zorana grab Buzzer and Torch, and they take an airboat and get the F out. And the distraction worked because now Nemesis Enforcer is looking for Cobra Commander. Well, we'll see that in the next slide. But we kind of get like a little bit of a montage of the Doctor showing Cobra Commander how he's using this Energon to fuel weapons, create weapons, how he's it's what he's using, like different radiations or different things. He can't replicate the Energon, but he can manipulate the Energon to use in things. Enter Cobra Commander's little, like, these are Insecticons. Like, every one of these are an Insecticon if you look at it. Almost, but kickback. I don't see one, except the one on the top right could possibly be kickback. But I don't know if this is like a teaser of what could come.
Could be. That would be fun.
Yeah. But then he packs his bugs up and tells the Doctor, I have use for you and you need a bigger lab.
Sounds like he's being nice, right? He's totally helping this Doctor.
Right. He's 100% manipulating him. So next up, we get back outside. Ripper's still hanging out by the manhole. And Nemesis is right there waiting for Cobra Commander. And he appreciates Nemesis Enforcer, and then he talks about how the Doctor down here is Pav, I'll get to that question after we go over this. But how this Energon is going to be the solution for Cobra Law. Like in this, like everything that Cobra Commander says, like he wants to be part of Cobra Law. He wants to help Cobra Law. Like he is a dedicated citizen. But Nemesis Enforcer doesn't agree. He thinks Cobra Commander is second citizen. He doesn't belong in Cobra Law, and he is following Gobble's commands to take out Cobra Commander.
Yep, they were using them.
Yep.
But they're going to regret that later.
So, in the midst of Nemesis Enforcer attacking Cobra Commander, Ripper runs off. So we have a battle. Well, I don't even want to call it a battle because it's pretty one-sided. Cobra Commander uses Bombshell, and poof, Bombshell gets just flatlined by Nemesis Enforcer. Cobra Commander runs off, finds Buzzer's chainsaw, flesh loon. Nemesis Enforcer doesn't stop him. Nemesis Enforcer grabs his face mask, and the way it incapacitated the Dreadnoks, nah. Nemesis is like, your toys, your tricks aren't shit to me. One thing when I read this, so I reread it today as I was making the slideshow. This, like last minute, of course. This line right here caught me, right? I mean, Nemesis Enforcer has just beat the effing living shit out of Cobra Commander. And barely can get this out. I will not just lay down and die. This is why I think I and a lot of people like this Cobra Commander, because I am a 100% Toon Cobra Commander. Like that was what I know of Cobra Commander. That is not that Cobra Commander.
No.
He would have gave up. He would have been out the flipping door. Not this Cobra Commander. We have seen how he is a sadistical person, but he is not a coward. he has taken everything that Nemesis Enforcer could give him and still outsmarts the bastard. Puts all his bugs together like he's Tony Stark, makes a repulsor beam, tricks Nemesis Enforcer to put in the final blow, and boom. Knocks Nemesis Enforcer back to fucking Cobra Law. And then the commander gets Ripper and tells him, tell me where you're selling your shit to, because I need weapons. I need a way to make these weapons. And like a coward like Ripper is, leads him to Mars Industries Destro. And that is how we end Cobra Commander number 4.
Everything goes back to Destro.
Yep. So next week, on our read list is Duke number 5. So we'll conclude with Duke, and then we are in a new arc of Transformers. Transformers issue number 7.
Isn't it just one of the most like graphic covers of Transformers ever?
Yeah, your Ravage
background
that you were
Ravage
talking about.
Like,
The Ravage you was talking about all night is in
all
thread.
ripped up. Poor little
Yeah.
guy. What did he do to Starscream?
So what did you think about these 2 books?
I think that I really got into just finishing the G.I. Joe background because I just wanted to see like how it all kind of ended up. It was pretty interesting. Like, Void Rivals is still moving along. I think like I need to read it as just one story. Like I think I just need to sit down and just read Void Rivals sometime. Like having it in the reading order is a little less exciting, but the Cobra Commander stuff works.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice coherent story. Gosh, it's bloody and brutal and very different versions of the characters, but once you get past that, it's interesting. I'm liking it. How about you?
Yeah, I'm liking it. Like I said, like I like the direction that Cobra Commander's character is going into, because it feels more real, I guess. Not like it, you know, because the cartoon could be campy at times, right? Where this feels like, especially like how he loves Cobra Law and wants that society to thrive, but everybody there doesn't want him. Like it's very ingrained to how some people might feel nowadays, right?
That's true.
It's almost a reflection. It's like
that's true.
It's like, you know, we've read a lot of comic books together as a group outside of just this show, and it's like, I don't know, maybe because I'm reading these multiple times, I'm picking this stuff up now. It's because a lot of times the first read is just to get it done. I hate to say to get it done, but just to it is to get it done, right?
Yeah.
Where now it's like I'm building something with a slideshow and I'm reading it multiple times, so I'm picking things up more than I wouldn't. Like, because I've read this before, but I didn't catch that part that I highlighted there at the end, telling, you know, just being defiant with Nemesis Enforcer. I didn't catch that till 6 o'clock today when I was finishing the slideshow.
Yeah, having him tough enough to stand up to Nemesis Enforcer is a big difference in the character, and clever enough to manage to survive the fight, you know, because Nemesis Enforcer is being portrayed as someone who could beat up a bunch of people all at once, no problem. The Dreadnoks threw everything at him. He had no problem. And Cobra Commander managed to figure out something.
Yep.
That's what they are, Cobra Commander, as kids, never got to do. I don't know how much he actually accomplished in the comics, but in the cartoon, he pretty much never accomplished anything.
Yeah. I mean, it's like most of our 80s and sometimes 90s villains. Like, it was, hey, I got a plan. This is the ultimate plan. Heroes thwart that ultimate plan. Oh, well, we'll try it again next week. It's very, you know. So Pav had a question. Talib, are you enjoying the Joe book since you grew up with him? funny thing is, Pav, I was young when the Joe books came out, so I didn't really read the Joe books. So now, technically, other than when we read IDW stuff, the Energon universe was kind of like only the second stuff that I read.
And I do want to say we are doing in our book club, we are doing the Marvel Transformers G1 run. And that has kind of distracted me a little bit, to be honest, because I'm really enjoying that. It's been a really fun history lesson because I really do enjoy the history of these franchises, especially since, it's 40 years deep now.
Yeah.
There's just so much to go through, and I've really been enjoying the history lesson of, especially it's my first time reading the UK portion, and it's so much fun. So that has distracted me a little bit from this Energon universe stuff, just because it's fine, it's good, it's just I'm getting this really cool history lesson on the other side.
Well, it's crazy, like that funded like so fast, that compendium, that Kickstarter they did, and then they just did another Joe compendium where it has the first volumes and then new volumes, and that funded in like less than 5 minutes. So it's crazy, how quickly these are selling, and then so if they're doing a Joe one that sold that quickly, and how quickly the Transformers one, we're going to get another compendium for Transformers.
Well, part of what happens with these comic compendiums is as soon as they're out of retail, they get so expensive.
Yeah.
Like the hardcovers of the IDW stuff are just wildly expensive.
Yep.
Comics now. So the idea of getting new hardcover printings gets people really excited because it's affordable for a minute. And I say affordable with a grain of salt because that Transformers set was $300. You know, that's a lot of money. How much is the Joe? Is it also $300?
Probably. I can only imagine what this new one is with 5 through 8, because you can get 1 through 4 and 5 through 8 in a together.
There's a billion years of comics to read from all these franchises.
Yeah, and I like the pace we're going at with this, and then I can still read the Marvel stuff too when I'm not slacking off.
Yeah, you gotta get on it. It's all so wacky. Non-consequential, but it's all so wacky.
Well, I think we're at a good stopping point. We're at the end of the slideshow, and we're in about an hour and a half. Anna, is there anything you'd like to promote before we head on out?
No, I'm here every week. You can check out my Instagram. I want to post things and then forget to do it until we have this conversation. So, as per the usual, I'm also have a little booth at the Cryptoys Exchange at the Maplewood Mall in Minneapolis. So you can always check that out if you're interested. And that's pretty much all I'm doing right now.
Hello, hey Max. Thanks for hopping in. Glad you could find us.
Also, Kaden, I wanted to acknowledge I agreed with you earlier when you said this was the most interesting version of Duke. I do really think Talib keeps talking about how cool Cobra Commander is in these comics. Duke, though, actually is a person. He is a character that you can get invested in, you can love, you can hate, whatever. I'm liking his characterization. He just didn't show up this week because he wasn't in these stories. Just the Kaden said it earlier, and I meant to acknowledge that. I have to acknowledge we agree sometimes since we're both such big Bumblebee fans.
Yeah, fans. Well, you can find me a lot of places. Usually on Decepticast always on Decepticast every Monday at 10:15 p.m. But also, I have my own channel, Talib1980_collects. I am on YouTube, TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, all the other socials that allow you to do posts and stuff like that. I am posting news stuff daily. So a lot of the news you see here is on my channel first, or on my socials first. That's kind of what populates the slideshow. But yeah, that stuff is almost daily. There's always something. Also on my channel, I do 2 reviews a week. Tuesdays is Transformers Tuesdays. This Tuesday, I think something Blocky related. It's one of the Blocky sets that I've built. I did a review on. Fridays is Action Figure Friday. I'm not sure what drops Friday, but those are action figure related stuff. All my reviews drop at 1:30 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays. Also, I've been going live, and like with all the pre-record or all the news stuff, I do a live pre-record on my channel that drops Tuesday at 1 a.m. I didn't even make it yet, so I got to do that as soon as we get it off here. But that'll drop at 1 a.m. It'll be the news and review, Transformers and action figure stuff. And then on my channel, I've been going live Thursdays. I might miss this Thursday because my kids are on spring break. So if I don't get on at 10:30, I might go later. So we'll see, or I might not go at all this Thursday. But I have the Blockies Wolverine kit that I want to build. So that'll be the next build. If I'm on this Thursday. And then Saturday nights is Men on Films. You guys missed a really good episode if you weren't there last week. The boys from Figure It Out joined us, Zakanen and Mikey, and we did action adventure movies. And Predator won the championship. So if you haven't watched that, I just spoiled the ending. So I suck. But go ahead and watch it. It was fun. It was a really good time. And then let's see, Wednesday nights, check out the 3POA and the midweek mayhem for the mid-show correspondent. That's me talking Transformers. Some of the stuff might be from what you've seen here. And then I'm part of Figure Fight Club, which you're watching Decepticast 10:15 every Monday. Tuesdays open mic night. I think we got some big announcements this Tuesday or tomorrow. That's at 8 p.m. So come check that out. And Friday is our last week was a pre-record. It was called The Lounge, but typically it's oh wow. I always blank on the name. I'm horrible. But Friday show, Abby, do you have a video? Who's this week's guest on Friday's show? Plastic Journey.
We're collecting action figures in a world that don't make sense. We all share the addiction. We are not so innocent. From the aisles to the shelves, we all share the same quest to collect them all, not go broken, do our very best. Welcome to the Plastic Journey podcast.
I don't know why I can't remember Plastic Journey. Like, I did a video earlier on my channel and I said it fine. Like, it just hit my brain like that. But as soon as I get on here, I forget. But yes, come join us Friday night.
I didn't want to fill it in for you because that would have felt weird.
Oh, you should have. You
waiting
should
for you to get it.
Just interrupt me. But before we sign off, I want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you, Zakanen, for showing up, doing some mod duties. Candyman 5000. Stu, that cool cat for lunch. He's one of my Men on Films co-host. Let's see, Zaldron, Joey 75220. I'm not going to dox Pav, but Pav was in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Change your name, Pav. Let's see. I saw Jedi Ben in here earlier. Catherine, Toyamic Trey. Gosh, there was so many more. If I forgot, I apologize. Action Joe Figs. Thank you guys. But we are signing out. See you next week. Take care and good night.
Good night, everyone.
Peace.
As we wrap up tonight's fun, the figures in talk, so we've just begun. Join us next time for thrills anew. In the world of Figure Fight Club, it's all for you. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. See you next week on Figure Fight Club, stay strutting. This isn't goodbye, it's just to see you later. In the meantime, go check out another creator. So keep your figures on display until we gather here someday. Remember the tales and the laughs we shared. Here at Figure Fight Club, you're treasured and cared.